Hey everybody, thanks for joining me and welcome to the next project. Today we are wrapping up with episode 5 of our Fender MusicMaster short scale bass Resurrection or resto-mod. Take your pick. We started out with roughly a 1971 Fender bass neck and bridge and a pickup out of the bass and maybe a guitar body that was attached to a bass neck. I really don't know the history of this whole thing. But we've taken something quite old and kind of messed up and turned it into a brand new hot rod vintage bass. Pretty sure it's way better now than it was when it left the factory back in 71. Anyway, let's take a look and see what it took to get from there to here as we finish this next project.
It's always good to start your day with a little bit of sanding. And what am I talking about? A good day is not doing any sanding, isn't it? I think that's probably the case. Well, good. Now that we have the sanding done, we are going to mix up some trans tint dye and try to match as closely as possible the color of the face of the headstock. So I have two different trans tint dyes here. One is, honey amber? Does that sound right? The other is vintage maple. And honestly, neither one of them are close. So I did some more experimenting. I added a drop of black, did some testing, then a drop of orange to the mix. And you know what? I think we got pretty close. I could have done probably different or better or something, but it turned out really good. Let it dry for a couple days, actually. Hit it with a 600 grit Scotch-Brite pad just to knock down any little fuzzies that there might be. And then attacked it with some True Oil, typical process for me lately. Scrubbed it on really thin, not pooling it up, basically a dab or two on the rag. Scrub it in and pretty much scrub it right back off. So it's really, really thin, trying to work it into the grain initially. This way it dries fast. I was able to get 2 coats per day, one in the morning, one in the afternoon or evening kind of. A little bit of Scotch-Brite scuffing again between coats. And I think, what did we do? 5 coats total. Something like that. Turned out pretty nice. It looks reasonably vintage. Reasonably. It is getting close to being time to put this thing together, but there are a lot of little things that need to be done before that can happen. We are making a pickguard for this guitar. Originally, when I received this bass, the pickup was mounted into the pickguard. Well, we've changed a lot of things, moved things around. The spacing is still the same, but the original pickguard layout just doesn't work. So I'm using a pickup ring, which is a typical regular humbucker, 6-string humbucker ring that I shaved down the slight bevel on the bottom of it to get it flat to fit on the body. Marking it out, and I did mark it and then use a countersink bit to gently ease my way through the paint finish. Then used a itty-bitty drill bit. Again, hit it with the countersink bit and then pre-threaded all the holes. Now we got a custom piece of wax paper and one of those little applicator jobbies. I don't even know what they call those. What do they call those? I don't know. Petrifying the poplar wood body where the screws go in, so it'll be nice and hard. Now we're going to do pretty much the same thing. We got to figure out exactly where the control cavity cover goes. I'm using a permanent marker here to leave a mark right on the paint. What the heck? Ha, I'm kidding. It's not permanent. Using a scratch all or something. I don't even know what that thing is. And oh, there it goes. Erasing all that stuff. Again with the centering countersink bit. Just to work my way through the finish. So when I drill, I don't crack or tear out the finish at all. Drill my itty bitty holes. clean up with a little bit more countersink, and pre-thread once again. It's always good to pre-thread before things get done. Don't want to do the threading the day you're putting the whole thing together. A little bit of super glue down the holes again, and it looks like everything is gonna fit. So which is it? Is it pickguard or is it scratch plate? Does one come before the other? Are they the same? I don't know. I probably call it different every time I open my mouth. I don't know. I did do a full-size template of this, printed it out, brought it with me, did some sketching on it to make sure everything would fit, took a look at it, decided to modify the design just a little bit, plopping it down in place. Looks like it's gonna fit. Huh, what do you know about that? Yeah. So, test fitting again, marking the actual shape of the control cavity cover and where the pickup ring goes, and doing a quick trim of the actual neck pocket right into my paper template. Now, isn't that clever? I thought of that, right when I was working on it. So now we are ready to do a really good, clean paper template. You're going to cut it out using all sorts of very extravagant tools, a pair of scissors and an X-Acto knife. Making sure, again, everything fits, looks about right. Oh, look at that, a chunk of MDF. That is going to be a template. Using a magic marker, I think this one is a permanent marker actually. And we traced our shape right on there. Grab the good old jigsaw, and we are doing rough cutting just on the outside of the line. So I will be able to do my final cleanup sanding and shaping of the MDF template. There is a number of ways to do this, but I'm using an oscillating belt sander. I used to use just a regular belt sander, but I've upgraded myself. So I've got this oscillating thing. I need to make it pay for itself. I should have hooked up the exhaust hose to it, but you know what? I was lazy. Yeah, no excuse. I was lazy. We've got it all sanded, but where the pickup ring will go, we need nice, clean, sharp edges. So I've taped up some temporary template-y material on there, taken it to the table router and cut a nice, clean shape. It's looking pretty good. Now we need to cut in the neck pocket shape in this template. So I'm using an actual guitar body. Put a piece of tape or two inside the neck pocket to undersize the routing, and boom, what do you know? Kind of fits. Huh. Oh, we got to do that little thing. Well, a little bit more movie magic here. More taping of scrap material on the template. And we've got something that really actually kind of looks like a template now. Well, at least it's getting closer. We've got some hi-fi 1970s style pickguard or scratch plate type material. Used magic marker to, a permanent magic marker, to mark out the shape on there. And this stuff does have kind of a pattern. It has a directional shape. So I had to be careful. I couldn't just flip it any old which way because it would have looked funny. We don't want that. Get a lot of sanding and cutting to do there, don't we? Yeah. Some double-sided pattern tape and our template, and back to the router. And we're getting our edges all squared up. Nice. But now we have to add that bevel to it. And this took me a little bit of time to get the router depth set where I wanted it to give me a nice 45 degree. Now also, it's not 45 everywhere. It's just 45 around the big outside swoopy shapes. Not by the pickup ring or by the control cavity cover or the neck pocket actually. So those stay square. But we're looking good. We got our holes drilled in it. Giving it a quick tap to transfer where the screw holes will go. Using the countersink bit once again initially, and then itty bitty drill bit to punch the holes. I decided to try something new, using a little black magic marker. Then we did the pre-threading and the stick fast thin super glue. And I was flying without a net there. No wax paper protective covering. So what do we have going on here? Oh, that's a piece of overspray paint off of the taped off neck pocket. Put it in the little handy dandy measuring tool there, and it is like 4.5 thousandths or 0.12 millimeters, so like 1/10 of a millimeter or about 5 thousandths thick. That's pretty darn thin for paint and clear. Ooh, hot rod. Okay, it is time to do some sanding. I know everybody hangs around me just to watch me sand. This is, what is it, 1,000, 1,500, and 2,000 grit Super Acrylics, whatever that stuff is. Dry sanding paper. It's a little bit expensive, but it seems to last quite a while. One nice thing is you don't have to use water, which occasionally can be a problem when working with wood or things that are made of wood or paint that has holes drilled through it where water could get down into the wood. That's bad. Ask me how I know. Yes, I've been there. So I've been using this stuff for, has it been a year already? Probably. I pretty much like it. Is it perfect? Probably better than the operator. So yeah, it does a pretty good job. So I did go 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 grit, and that's pretty much where I stayed. I think I can go finer yet, but I really don't think I need to at the moment. So we are moving on to the buffing wheel. We are using, what is it? Glanz Max 60 medium cut compound on the coarse side. And I buff my day away here. Overall, it's going pretty good. This buffer runs rather slow, 700, 725 RPM. Everything takes a little practice, and this is no exception. We got the rough cut stuff done. We're moving on to the other side using some Glanz Max Ultra Finish 15, which is a super fine compound. My finishing compound, I guess I call it. Basically repeating the whole process once again. Makes it pretty darn shiny. Does take a little bit of work. You know, I'll keep messing with my process. Maybe I'll get some finer sandpaper in the future, try that, or something else. I don't know. Having fun. The results are coming out good. You know, it's really all about the goal. As long as you can reach the goal, adjust the process in between to see if you can get to the goal quicker in time, and we're working on that. But overall, this thing's looking pretty good. If it was black, it would really be showing you more of the crap I have in the garage. But, you know, this color is very shiny, very reflective. Turned out good. I like it. Where the wiring lives. Well, we are getting close to needing to do some wiring, but I'm getting the body ready first. Putting a piece of copper shielding tape from the exposed shielding paint area in the cavity, running a grounding screw into that. This copper tape will go up and then also make contact with the bottom of the metal control cover plate. So I've got wire for the bridge in, a wire from the pickup cavity, all going back. Here we've got an original brass shielding plate that goes in the bottom of the control cavity, and they use window glazing triangle push points to anchor that into the body at the Fender factory. Huh, clever. Full disclosure here, this came with some old wiring in it that worked reasonably well, and I resoldered it all back in, all new, and decided I wanted to change it, so I switched everything after I did all this work to some new wiring, which accomplishes the same thing, just goes about it a little bit differently. But here we're taking a look at the way I had it set up to do the original rewiring of it. Used the original schematic, so to speak, basically looked at the old pile of wires and soldered it all together on some new parts. And again, everything worked. I just wasn't happy with it, and I'm kind of that way. If I get something done, I'm like, I could do it different. I can do it better. I can do it whatever. I'll take it apart and do it again. So that's what I did. I did all this work. Good way to spend a day. And then I took it apart and redid it. Good way to spend another day, right? Yeah, sure. Yep. I'm a little bit crazy. So It's looking good, have continuity everywhere, things running where they need to go. Oh, look at that. We're hiding something down in the pickup cavity. Isn't that clever? So it's ready to go together. Well, no, it's not. It's getting close. That's what it looked like from the factory. No, just kidding. That's what it looked like when the owner bought the guitar back in 2005. That's what it looks like as of pretty much today. Yes, Virginia, we are starting to put it back together. Getting ready to put the new tuners in the holes. Remember, we had to change the hole size a little bit because the old tuners were smaller shaft size. Running a reamer through it to clean out all the, true oil and other debris that I would have got in there. Make it all nice and clean. And then all the parts go together nice and easy then, right? Yeah. And this has all been pre-drilled and everything before, so once everything is in place, the mounting screws can go in on the back and the tuners are done. Oh my goodness, so many things to do. We have to make a new nut for this. I did not have any nut blanks available at the time, so I actually took a bone nut that was actually cut for a Gibson, so it's a wider nut. And I've sanded it down to the thickness I needed. And then I had to radius the bottom of the nut. And here we got our Don't Worry Be Happy pencil tracing on or projecting the line of the top of the frets. So I know the relation between the top of the fret height and how deep the string slot should be cut into the nut. So I strung up the outside strings, got it marked, doing a quick little notch in it so I can get all the strings on, figure out where the spacing is, and going to town. These are Music Nomad nut files. They're pretty good. I know some people don't like them because of the handle shape, and yeah, that probably could be an upgrade, but the file itself works really well. They will plug up with bone dust pretty fast, so I just use an eraser and clean them out as I go. Got the nut done, the tuner's in. Now it's time to address the frets, which remember a few episodes ago, we just pressed them in and they're glued in and that was it. Well, I did a quick leveling here. Now I have my reference beam and I've got two different relief gauges. This is a new one. This is a G-Tech relief gauge. I really like it. It's way better than the dial indicator gauge I also have. This is a little bit longer, so you can actually check the relief of the neck a little more easily, I should say. And we've got it at about 0.004 of an inch relief right now. We're finishing off the nut slot depth, getting all down. I think it was 16, 14, 13, 12, or 16, 14, 12, 12. I don't know, something like that, right around there. So pretty low. Using a Fret Guru 2, what is that, a 8? It's got like a 8 tool, whatever it is, I don't know. So I use that to check the action. And now we're moving on to using the Rectify Master Katana. I also have my own homemade version of this, and so I'm kind of testing everything out. This thing does work pretty good. It's actually built for this job. So this is kind of like the human plec type of process. You get the guitar set up where you want it, the relief in it that you want it, do all your preliminary work, which includes leveling, just a flat bar leveling of the frets. And then you use the katana to refine everything. So your neck is set to the relief you want, whether it's flat or if you have a couple thousandths relief in it. And you sand, any high frets get knocked down. Moving on to recrowning everything, and I'm still testing. The Music Nomad S file, Fret Guru Diamond Dagger 2, and the StewMac Original and Centered Z files. I just keep trying everything over and over and over. And really what I'm finding, the one thing that works the best is using a cutting lubricant with the diamond files. Cleaning the diamond file comes down to just wiping it off with a paper towel. You don't have to scrub any debris out of the file. You just wipe it off, put a drop of oil on it, and keep working. So anyway, I was trying out all these files, and again, I want to love the Music Nomad S file, but I did find a task for it, and here it is. After I have all my crowning done with the other files, I ended up using a piece of adhesive sandpaper, stuck it on the S file. Since it has a concave surface, I was able to just smash the sandpaper right down on it and sand the file scratches out of the frets. That worked out pretty good. Moving along to some polishing now. We got Mother's Mag polish. Once again, what I have. Until that jar is gone, I'm going to keep using it. Dremel style tool with a little wool pad on the end. And you can see here, before and after, they shine up really good. These are stainless steel frets, remember? So, or well, maybe you don't remember. They are stainless steel frets, though. Now you know. Peeling off the protective tape because I'm dangerous. I need protection. Everything's looking shiny. Oh, except for the fingerboard. We'll have to do something about that. All right, so are we actually putting this thing together now? Well, new strap locks going on. Neck's getting pressed in. That's promising. Ooh, a Fender F logo neck plate. And the fingerboard's getting some love and attention there. That's good. Wow, look at that. Scratch plate or pick guards going on. New screws. Oh, new strings too. Nice. And you guys know how to string up a guitar or a bass, right? Well, on this one, I ran the string, the E and the A, basically the length of 4 tuners out, just so I could get 2 extra wraps of string on the E and the A. D and the G, do I have that right? I think I do. I only have 2 wraps on the posts, and those strings also go under the string tree or disc, donut, the retainer, and getting everything tuned up. And we'll be setting the intonation here as well. There we go, adjusting the saddles, getting the intonation set. Within a couple of cents, probably one way or the other on every string, so we're really close. And peeling off the protective layer of goodness over that pick guard. Pull it off and throw it away. This thing is going to be about done here, isn't it? Yeah. Yes, it is about done. Going to get it off to the owner and have him give it a test run and see if he likes the way it's set up. Got the action set reasonably low, which I know he said he likes them kind of low, so that's good. But we'll let him test it out and take some notes. And if it comes back, we'll do some adjustments to make him happy. But I think we have reached the end of this project for now. There will be a sound sample coming hopefully soon. The owner's going to record this at one of his gigs in the upcoming future, and hopefully I'll get some samples from that, put something together. I want to thank everybody for hanging with me through this project. It's been a lot of fun. I know it's been spread out over months and months. I've had a lot of other things going on. I painted a car, and I torn the floor out of a house and getting it ready for new flooring. A lot of extra things going on. But thank you very much for hanging with me. There'll be more projects coming. I've got 2 things lined up. 4 things lined up already. Oh boy. Please, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciate that. Hit the thumbs up button to let YouTube know you like this kind of stuff. Leave comments. Love hearing from everybody all around the world. That's great. Share this channel wherever you can. If you're in forums or something, I'd greatly appreciate that. So let's see, we got hit the thumbs up, ring the bell, leave comments, love that. Subscribe if you haven't done so. I think we got checked all those boxes, right? You know the drill. Do all that good stuff. Please take care of yourself and those around you. And until next time, happy trails until we meet again. Take care.